How's it going, everybody? Joe Sanok here from Practice of the Practice. I hope you are having an awesome Tuesday morning or afternoon when you catch this, or maybe you catch it on Wednesday or Thursday or some other time. Either way, I hope your day is going amazing. I want to talk a little bit about comparing yourself to others on Facebook because everybody deals with this. There's lots of times that I see really cool people that are collaborating with each other. And I see pictures of people, I see people commenting, they're saying, hey, I'm working with so-and-so on this, and we're creating this. And sometimes I'm like, dang, those cool people are all hanging out together. Why wasn't I invited? Or why am I not working with that person? And, that feeling of that you're missing out or that you're comparing yourself to others is a really normal feeling, especially on social media. So I decided that I wanted to talk a little bit about what to do with those feelings and what to realize. So one thing to think about is that, everybody's doing their best in life. I would hope everyone's doing their best. They may not be their best self. They may not be challenging themselves, but within their own skill set, they're doing the best that they can within that skill set. And sometimes that comes out wonky. Sometimes that comes out as condescending. Sometimes they're jerk faces. Sometimes they have unaddressed mental health issues. Or, they're trying to be successful. They're trying to grow. But understanding that everyone is trying to do their best is a great starting point. The other thing that we've heard over and over is that social media is people's highlight reel. That we pick and choose what we do, what we say, how we interact. I'm going to put a video of stand-up paddleboarding on there. I'm not going to put a video of yelling at my kids when I want them to go to frickin' bed. And so realizing that we get the best, we get the vacations, we get the highlights is really important too. One thing that recently when I was doing a podcast interview with someone that I forgot what the lady's name was. I'll have to go back and look. But she said, never compare your start to somebody else's middle. Never compare your start to somebody else's middle. And to me, I think that's such an important statement because oftentimes, we're just getting started, whether it's with our private practices, our business, our life, parenting, whatever it is that you're starting with. It's easy to say, look at all those people that are ahead of me. Look at all those people that have their act together. Look at all those people that fill in the blank. Your start is your start. You're at the beginning of a journey sometimes. And so looking at your beginning when other people are at the middle or at the end or moving to a different chapter, that always makes you feel like junk. And understanding that you never see someone's beginning when you're seeing them at their middle. That can be a really important mindset to think about. The other thing is this myth of multitasking, that we need to do everything, especially with businesses. I think oftentimes people will say, oh, I need to be on Twitter and Instagram and have an email list and do X, Y, and Z. But staying focused on exactly what you need to be doing at this phase right now is so important. I used to listen to podcasts, and after every podcast, I'd be like, okay, here's the 3 things I'm going to do. And I'd change my website, and I'd add this, and I'd put this pop-up. And then I realized that even Pat Flynn, who I highly respect, isn't implementing everything that he interviews people on. He knows what his one thing is that he needs to be spending time on. And when we think, I have to do everything I just learned, I need to implement all of that, that is not worth it. Instead, find a handful of people you can follow. You can dive deep into their work and then say, what's the method that they have? Let me try that out for a while. So if that's me, maybe it's how do you start a private practice? How do you grow and scale a private practice? If that's your gig. If it's, not, follow other people like Jamie Masters from Eventual Millionaire. She's amazing. I hired her as my coach and she's insane. Find those people that you can trust, that you can follow, that you can learn from on a regular basis. And that myth of multitasking, we feel like we're doing all these extra things, but we're really just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks, which is an ineffective way to live life. It also feels chaotic. And then if something does stick, we probably won't even notice that spaghetti's on the wall because we're so busy making meatballs and garlic bread, which is a really high carb dinner, might I say. Lastly, is when you say no to one thing, you say yes to so many other things. I heard this, I remember I was in college driving in a car. It was a Subaru that I had hand painted the outside of. I should find a picture of that to share with y'all. But I remember the time I was on 8th Street in Traverse City and I heard somebody say that on the radio. And for me, that has stuck with me. That when you say no to one thing, you say yes to all these other things. If I say no to starting a Facebook group, which I have said no to, I say yes to having more focus in the type of Facebook groups I start. So I don't want to be managing a Facebook group all the time, even though I have friends that have thousands of people in their Facebook group. I would rather have the World Changers Challenge where I can hop in there for a couple weeks or a month and have this huge community of people that are just diving in for a short period of time. I'd rather have focused small mastermind groups that I spend intentional time with, or just spend time with my consulting clients on Facebook, rather than a bunch of people that just want to take in a large Facebook group. And so the more that you stay focused, you say no to the things, you stop comparing yourself to other people, and you stay in your lane, the easier it is to grow and scale your business. And your life, for that matter. I'm a person that loves kind of the lifestyle side of owning a business, where if I choose to wear a freaking sweatshirt to work, I wear a sweatshirt to work. If I want to dress a certain way, if I want to take days off, I try to make that happen. You too can make those things happen. It takes a ton of planning. It doesn't happen overnight. I had to bootstrap and work really hard for a long time. But the bottom line is, if you stay in your lane, if you say no to things, if you stay focused, and stop comparing yourself to other people, it makes it all so much easier. I would love to hear your thoughts on how you are going to stop comparing yourself to other people and growing your business in the comments below or on the side over here, depending on how you're watching it. Have an awesome week. Thanks for letting me into your ears and into your brain. Head on over to practiceofthepractice.com if you want to check out the podcast. You guys rock. See ya.